Welcome.
Please welcome.
The Outdoor Project Podcast. Hear real conversations from industry leaders on the latest in the hardscape and landscape industry. Brought to you by Cincinnati's Landscape Supply. You're now streaming the Outdoor Project Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Outdoor Project Podcast. Today we have Mike Conway from Empire Distributing sitting down with us. Mike, what's going on,
What's
my
up,
man?
fellas?
Hey, thanks for coming on time.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, no problem, guys.
Hour late,
I like
Mike.
to keep you waiting. It's not an hour late. Listen, I'm just glad we at least mentioned my company this time, so that's good. That's a better start than the last episode.
This is our second take. We got you on camera now.
Yeah, Mom always said I had a face for radio, so thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing these cameras.
That's
in
why
here.
we brought you in again, man.
Looking at this ugly mug all day, but
Well, we were supposed to start at 10:30, but we laughed for about an hour, so I think we had to finally turn these mics on.
we're should keep a serious face. But I think this time around, I think we got it nailed because
We
no
got it.
surprises. I know you're the host.
I'm
so
waiting
that's not
for
gonna
you.
throw me
I'm
off
ready for
halfway
your
through.
rebuttals at me. So
I'm not. I told you I wouldn't take as many shots at you today.
it's
so
all right.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
try.
man. It creates content, I guess, right?
Yeah, it does. It does. We'll be nice today.
What have you been doing, man? You've been on the road a lot of shows. What's going on?
We're in the heat of show season, so we're doing 55 shows in the next couple months. So it's a few moving pieces trying to gather around and get around the country. So I've been on the road for 2 weeks. Went on the road for 5 days down in Pittsburgh market. I've been doing the Techo Block and Unilock showcases, so they're contractor events. So went down Sunday through Thursday, got home last week, jumped in the car, went to a pond hockey tournament, played in a pond hockey
Did you
tournament.
guys win?
We won, not a big deal. Humble brag, but yeah, we did. We won it, of course. And then jumped back in the car Sunday and just spent all last week down in New Jersey, Long Island, that whole New York City area driving a trailer around. So that's always
Yeah,
always
what we see you towing a trailer out there with your little 4-cylinder van. How's that going?
Oh, she's a beast. Don't underestimate her. 4-cylinder turbo. You get on those hills
You
in a
look pretty-
snowstorm, it's good.
You got guys probably laughing at you on the highway when you drive by.
In New York City, let's say I got some explicit gestures while I was driving around there, driving that trailer around. So
So what's the hot thing in the products when you're going to these shows? What are all these contractors? What are they really digging right now?
honestly, we kind of brought everything down. A lot of the vendors show up with a tabletop and a tablecloth and some literature. We've got a whole booth, which is, it takes us 2 hours to set up, but we've got torches on display, heaters, we've got wood-fired ovens, we have a kitchen island, infrared, and then we've got warming trends burners that we're lighting live during the show when the fire marshal doesn't shut us down. That's happened a couple times. Happened last Friday. They get really, really upset when you just ignore them.
You got the 20-pounders under there?
Yeah, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy Friday. I saw him coming up with his Freehold Fire Department shirt on. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I know it's coming. And he's like, is that real fire? And the torch? I'm like, no, it's LEDs and the fabric.
Yeah, it's the light with the...
Yeah, no, he didn't buy it. He walked over. He's like, get that out of here. I'm like, yes, sir. But so for most of the events, we've been able to burn inside and kind of show off the torches.
You have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of activity, a lot of contractors coming over. We kind of joke it's like moth to the flame, but they're over there checking it out. So the big ones this year so far, I think the wood-fired ovens have gotten a lot of attention. Kitchen islands are always popular. And then those Tempest torches, I mean, those draw people in from a mile away.
Yeah, I think those, we used to do a lot of commercial work with those, and now you see the big residential jobs with those Tempest torches.
Yeah, we just did a driveway with like 15 down a driveway. I mean, you got to have the right house for it to look kind of funny on my little Cape Cod if I put two massive Tempest torches on the front when you pulled in. But, you have the right home for it. They look great. Yeah. So, yeah, those drew a lot of attention. We actually had one of the contractors at the show last Friday brought his homeowner in because he showed up, saw our booth, and he's like, this is cool. Could I have my homeowner come in? And I won't say names because I don't remember the name, but she was married to one of the MLB guys that had been in the MLB forever. So
Wow.
You can imagine that house was
Big money.
Yeah, it was small. No, she's showing us pictures, and she came in just to see the torch, the fire pit burners. She wanted I mean, she literally walked around the booth. She's like, I want one of those, one of those, one of those. I'm like, all right, whatever you want, lady.
Wow.
We got it. So yeah, it's been good. A lot of good feedback and a lot of response at the booth. So
You guys are expanded throughout a lot of the country, too. I mean, we've sat down with other guests on the podcast in different states, and every time we mention Empire Distributing, Warming Trends, Blaze Grills, they're all very familiar with the product, which is pretty cool.
I was watching Insane Pools last night with Lucas Lagoon.
yeah.
Actually, I think they're going to be on the podcast soon. But anyway, they were
teaser,
using,
little
they were using Blaze grills,
Okay.
the whole line. Yeah, so I could see how popular it's gotten.
They've done a good job. I mean, we keep picking up extra states too. I mean, when I started with Empire, I think I was the second on the road sales guy that wasn't an owner. Now we have 6. So, I mean, it's just growing at such a rapid rate. Blaze has done a good job, you know, I mean, and their presence is national. You know, they're at the HNA show. They were out at K-Biz in Vegas this last week. So they do all those big national shows, which helps us on the local level too, because the exposure's out there. And then, you know, obviously we sell through the local dealers like Sensenig, so it kind of helps everybody when we're at those big shows.
These Blaze grills, what makes these grills so nice? I mean, they're pretty popular. They're would you say a high-end unit?
Mm-hmm.
They come in the three different grades. So you got your traditional, LTE, and then the professional. So they're, I mean, we sell a ton of them here at Sensenigs, which is really cool. But what makes these grills so nice?
So the biggest thing with Blaze is the warranty. I mean, they do lifetime warranty on everything stainless steel on the grill, which is huge. The second thing, like you pointed out, they have 3 different price levels. So depending on the customer you're dealing with, we kind of have an option for everybody, which is huge because not everybody wants to spend $5,000 on a grill. Then you get that customer that wants the biggest and the baddest that will spend $5,000. So it's nice to have a range, and that's what they've got. So they've got their traditional, their LT, and then their Pro Series. So it's basically a good, better, best. So, I mean, if you're a landscape contractor or even you guys as a dealer and the customer comes in, asking them a few questions, you can kind of figure out which category they belong in. The LT, the middle of the road's our best-selling grill. You can get a 4-burner grill with lights, lifetime warranty, all 304 stainless for about $2,000. Compared to some of the other high-end grills out there that are $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 with less of a warranty, less of a service aspect, and so I think you're seeing a lot of people. The value's there with Blaze, the bang for your bucks. You know, you're getting a big return on what you're spending.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that too, because me and Joe talk about this. I think the LTE is probably our biggest seller because you get the lights out of it, you get that middle of the range price. So it's not the professional, obviously, but it comes with a lot of nice stuff at a decent price.
I love the professional though; those grates.
Oh, it's
burners
on steroids.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's for the guy that wants the biggest, baddest. That's the guy that pulls up in the
Guy that
F350
cooks, yeah.
diesel, jacked up, comes out, and he wants to impress his buddies. I mean, that thing, anybody you show that to that feels the cooking grids, the burners, it's just overkill. I mean, it's honestly, you can sear steaks on low on that grill just because of the heat retention of the grids. So, I mean, but it's for that guy that he wants the best of everything. And that's really where they've done well. We were at a show last Friday, and I won't name names, but there was a very high-end grill there that one of the companies is selling. It's like $7,000.
I was gonna say it's double the price of the professional.
Double the price. We went over, and we were on a break, and I started pulling it apart just because I haven't really had a chance to kind of pull them apart yet. It had like stainless steel tube burners like you'd find in a big box grill.
Those H burners on the professional are mint.
So we do all casted. So it's casted in a mold. It's a lot stronger. It'll last a lot better than those regular folded tube burners. But here's a $7,000 grill. Looked really nice aesthetically. Had some cool features on it. But as soon as you start pulling it apart, looking at the components, which that's what's important. I mean, that's what's going to cook for you and last a long time. I was just kind of shaking my head like, man, if I spent $7,000, I would want a better burner because those are going to those will fizzle out in a couple of years.
What kind of warranty did it have too? Because I think that's the biggest thing with Blaze is your warranty on these grills. I mean, how do you beat that?
You can't. Even, I've seen $10,000 grills with 7-year warranties on the burner. So, Blaze, you're spending half that and you're getting lifetime. So, and that's the value that you get. And out of all the lines that we look at and that we research, that's kind of why we landed on Blaze is just the bang for your bucks there.
Yeah, I think the warranty, but let's get back to that. You going in the other booth? Were they on break too, or did anybody get you in a headlock or anything?
I snuck in. I infiltrated behind enemy lines.
Did you put a
As
hoodie
you're telling
over
the story, I'm thinking like, were they there? I mean,
they were distracted, so we snuck in. I left a little Blaze brochure on the side just so when they came back. But
I'm glad you said that because I was going to say the exact same thing. We had, we were selling the competition here too, and decided to go all Blaze. The professional is literally half the price as any of those other grills.
Yeah, and if you start pulling it apart and comparing component versus component, which is what you should do, you get more for less.
Yeah.
That's what we do when we sell the product, when we got potential customers that are looking at grills.
Yeah, those grids are 11 pounds a grid on the Pro Series. So you get one per burner. So if you have a 4-burner grill, that's 44 pounds of stainless steel just in the cooking grids.
You know you're good at your job when you know the exact weight of the grates. How did you know that was 11 pounds?
I just made it up. But you believe me, so.
But talking about that warranty, we really haven't had any issues. I think we might have had one issue that it didn't start in the lights. They didn't put the transformer in or something like that.
There's a lot of funny. We had one this year. The lady called, and not to call anyone unintelligent, but she called us and she's like, my grill won't light. And the first thing we do, we're like, listen, we're not trying to insult your intelligence. Let's just start at the basics.
The process.
Is it hooked up? Is the propane tank, is it on propane or is it natural gas? She's like, I don't know. It's whatever it came with. We're like, okay. So we kind of troubleshoot a little more. We're like, okay, well, if you open your access door, look in there, what's hooked up? She's like, nothing. It's whatever gas came in the grill. So she thought it was like self-fueled. She was just going to push the button and the grill was going to light. And, we nicely had to explain to her, and then she's mad she had to go buy a propane tank. So you get some really funny things like that.
In the meantime, she's probably talking to you like you're some kind of dumb guy.
Yeah, like,
what do you mean?
You don't understand? Yeah. I'm like, no, I definitely understand.
Well, we got great customers, and then we have some uneasy customers.
But you guys, for the most part, your landscape contractors are pretty familiar with this stuff. The guys that build outdoor kitchens are familiar. And that's one thing we really try to do, as well as you guys do here at Sensenix, is we kind of make the whole process for contractors easy. We give you all the cutout dimensions. You guys do all the natural stone fabrication in-house to make sure that the grill fits, the side burner fits, all the components go in nice and easy. So, between the two of us, we try to take the thinking out of it, which is huge.
And I think with the warranty, that's really huge because you're taking a drop-in grill, you're cutting a piece of granite to that specific size, right? So that warranty, a lifetime warranty, you're going to have that grill forever. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you get, whether it be a box store drop-in or something like that, and 2 years down the road it's not working, and you cut that granite to fit that grill, you're out of luck.
That's an expensive, an expensive mistake, especially if it's Brentwood. That's an oopsie.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's, honestly, we were talking about this at the show last week, that I've had a few contractors come up at these shows and we're like, hey, what do you use for grills? You do kitchens? Yeah. I just send my homeowner to buy whatever they want. I'm like, okay, I get it. You don't want to deal with it. But one, you're leaving money on the table because as a contractor, you come here to Sensenix, you get a contractor discount. Yeah. You can then turn around and charge retail to the customers because it's all fair retail map pricing. So you can make a little bit of money on the grill. The customer's going to be happier with it because you're buying a better quality. And then if it breaks, they've got somebody to lean on for service and support. The thing I don't understand is, if I had a guy come fix my furnace last year because it broke, and he's giving me options. He's like, what do you want to do? Do you want this blower? Do you want this fan? Do you want then? And I'm like, buddy, you're the expert. Like, just tell me how much it costs. I trust you. Like, you make the decision. I feel like the landscaper's got to kind of take that expertise and say, hey, look, I would recommend this because it's a great grill. It's got this. And then the customer's going to look at them as an expert and kind of an advocate, and they're going to have that mentality. Like, why don't you tell me what you recommend? Yeah. And you build a lot of credibility that way.
What do you say to these contractors that say, hey, I can get this grill online? What's the difference between buying from Sensenix? I know this answer, but I like
No, it's good. I like the layup. That's fine. I'll dunk it down.
We get this all the time because we get calls, and because obviously we're in sales, but we get this call all the time. I can order this grill online. Why don't I just do that instead of coming in here?
My simple rebuttal is if you want to pay more for it and not have anybody to rely on for service and support after the fact, because let's be honest, landscape contractors are great at building patios, retaining walls, excavation. They're not experts at gas orifices.
Right.
Orifices.
We're
back to this word.
A gas orifice. I was told we couldn't bring that up this time, but they're not an expert at the way valves work and systems and electricity and things like that we're more comfortable with. So if you buy it online, the pricing is probably going to be more because they have to adhere to a strict MAP policy, which for those of you who don't know, MAP's minimum advertised price. So when you go on the web, you jump on Google and you punch it in, you won't find any of our stuff for a penny less listed on any website. So chances are the contractor is going to pay more. And then when something goes wrong, I kind of laugh when I get those phone calls. Like, I'm willing to help anybody out. But when somebody buys something online and not from me and then calls me for help, I just kind of have to give them a little bit to torch them a little bit. I'm like, look, next time, what'd you learn? Like, I'll help you out, but buy it local, because if you buy it from us, we'll bend over backwards to fix it, if we need to. And you guys are great at that too, because you're educated on our product. So, you guys handle a lot of things internally, and then if it gets to us, we're here too to help support.
I think that's a benefit for us and the customer to selling these grills and your other products is you guys are local. So when we get local customers in here and we tell them that you're a local supplier, we have service that can get to you quick if something does arise. I think that helps in the sale in the long run too.
I think the easy solution, we had a contractor, I think just lately, they couldn't light their grill or something. It was a very basic, easy solution. Yep. But you take that easy solution and try to go online or to, our competitors online or something, they don't get an answer for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then to get somebody to, troubleshoot it, you're looking at a month to 2 months. They can't even cook a burger in 3 months. You know what I mean?
That's probably a really happy customer.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that's what we kind of offer. And a little bit on Empire, we're a family-owned company. Dad, mom, 2 sons run the business. So, they kind of have that family mentality. So a lot of the stores we sell to, we don't do any big box. It's family-owned stores like Sensenig's or other smaller retailers. So we really have that service model in mind because a lot of guys, we set you up with the products. You need us to kind of be there to support you and educate you. And I had a buddy of mine buy a Blaze grill online. This is a true story. I won't say his name because I don't want to call him out. But so he bought it online, had the plumber come out, and the gas orifice is just a little piece that's maybe the size of a pea. We'll say it's a little tiny piece.
Little tic-tac?
Tic-tac. So you order our grills gas specific. So you order it either propane or natural gas. Comes with the correct orifice. So that way it burns properly. I know. I'm just trying to rattle him. He's keeping a straight.
You're rattling.
He's keeping a straight.
He's going to say
though.
orifices one time. You know he is.
Orifices. Spell that one. So basically, plumber came out. He ordered the wrong gas conversion type. So the plumber was just changing those little orifices out. Stripped one. So it's a little tiny piece. We'll call it a tic-tac. He called me up and he's like, hey, customer has a party Friday. Shocker. Every homeowner has a party the Friday you're doing an install. It's just the way it works. Their kid's graduating from preschool or something that the patio's got to be ready. And he goes, do you just have that one little tic-tac piece? I'm like, I do. Yeah. And he's like, can I have it? And I'm like, well, you didn't buy that from us. And he's like, come on, man. So I kind of made him sweat it out a little bit. And I was just kind of like, look, this is the stuff we're there to help with. It's just to try to make the install go smooth.
Did he learn his lesson?
He did. He bought he bought one for his own house from us. So he must have learned his lesson. But so it is nice. And, Empire, we're right out in Arcade, New York, just southeast of Buffalo. So we are local to the New York area, but we cover 14 states now. So our footprint's
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I never usually say arcade because there's more cows than people out there. So
you guys got a great company. You guys are bringing products to Sensenig's that really, really have a stronghold in the industry. It took me a little bit we pretty much emptied all of our grills to put all the Blaze grills in. We really do believe them. There was one product, though, it took a while for me to really believe in, was Warming Trends.
Yep.
And the Warming Trends burners. And I remember Jason Rupp coming in and trying to sell me these burners. Hey, you can sell them for $1,000. And I'm like, you can buy them online for $300. We're selling them all day. But look at this flame. I seen the flame, and I'm like, wow, that thing. How do I tell them I really like it, but I don't like the price? But now, nonstop, Warming Trends.
I think you threw them out.
I think I did.
I think you threw him out the door, which is hilarious if you know Jason, because he's like the friendliest guy.
He is.
Yeah, and that's, the Warming Trends brass burner system, you'll see that everywhere too. They've done a great job of hitting the landscape contractor market, but it is just a superior product. Yeah. It's honestly, I walk into stores with our little handheld burner all the time, and they're like, we already sell fire pit burners. We're good. I'm like, can I just light it really quick? And as soon as I light it, they're like, I want that. We don't have anything that's even comparable because you guys sell very nice, beautiful, expensive fire pits, fire features. So, it's the customer gets a value with that, and it just does a disservice when you go take that beautiful fire pit that you build here at Sensenig's and you put a cheap stainless steel burner in it that's not going to give you a good flame height. It's not going to give you a good color, and honestly, it's probably going to last you a couple of years, and then it's going to rot out.
And there's so many different options for burners too. We're not just talking round little burners. You got lineal burners. You got tree burners. You educate me on this and the people. There's a ton of different options when it comes to the burners.
Yeah, different. Just like you guys have different shaped fire pits, so we have different shaped burners to fit those. So if it's a rectangle, square, linear, we do different patterns. But the nice thing now is that they're getting very creative with the flame pattern itself. So we just launched an octagon burner. I think I showed you guys. The octagon burners for that guy that wants to blow his eyebrows off. Like it's like on steroids. It gives you a TP of fire 3 feet high.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of jets all concentrated to the middle. And that's really what Warming Trends has done successfully is they have the Venturi jet system. So if you look at their burner on the side, your combustion happens right at the tip of the jet on a Warming Trends burner. So you get a better gas to air ratio. It's a high pressure spray of gas, and the jets all angle into each other. So you're probably going to see knockoff burners come out that are going to try to copy Warming Trends because it's a better technology. The brass never rusts, so it's a lifetime warranty. Your pans and plates are aluminum, so they don't rust. And the way those jets work, you've seen them in action. I mean, they give you 3 feet of flame.
They do.
And it uses half the gas. So it's a better solution. But what's patented with Warming Trends is the angle of the jets. So if you look at them, they all angle into each other. So it doesn't look like a gas burner because that's the other thing people don't want. When people hear gas burner, they're picturing a bunch of little Bic lighters in a
like
circle.
candles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they know they have somebody over and it's clearly a gas burner system. With Warming Trends, the way that compounding flame effects works and all those jets angle into each other, it looks like a natural wood fire.
Yeah, it
does.
looks like a campfire.
Most people can't tell the difference, honestly. But you don't get the smoke, you don't get the smell, you don't get the ash. True story.
No whistle either.
No whistle.
I had a project. I'll let you get back to your
Oh,
thing,
no,
but
you're good.
I want to get into this because some of these manufacturers, they actually make fire pit kits.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember doing it as a contractor, and the actual unit, as soon as we put it all together, we put the lava rock in, we started it, and the thing whistled. And they're actually selling these units with, they're not whistle-free hoses at all. It's just, when it comes to this product, you're not getting any of that whistling.
Yeah, those are just inexpensive whistle-free flex lines. They're not really certified. Any of the ones we sell are certified up to, I think, 249,000 BTU, that they won't whistle. What they call that's harmonics. It's basically the amount of gas pressure, and it's such a large volume and such a high pressure traveling through that line that you get that harmonic whistle. And it's obnoxious. Like, you won't find a dog within a mile because it's just a high-pitched squeal.
Yeah.
So we make sure anything we sell is whistle-free, and it's truly certified, which is why we give you different key valve options. Once you get above 250,000 BTU, which is just your heat output of the fire pit, usually that's the bigger burner size, we go to 2 whistle-free flex lines because we know we don't want that annoying whistle.
Yeah, I mean, how do you explain that to the customer? You finish this beautiful project, you start the fire, they think they can enjoy it that night. They got to listen to that whistling the whole night now, and they can't get it out of their head that they have to listen to this every time they're sitting out there.
A lot of the fire pits we do, and a lot of the contractors that do a lot with us, are going back to old jobs and taking out those cheap kits and putting a Warming Trend system in. Just because, I mean, it's just a better solution. I always say, like, no smoke, no smell, no ash. True story, my Columbia coat that you guys didn't want me to have over here because we want to keep things looking very professional.
Nice and
I just bought that thing a couple weeks ago. It's not crazy. It was like $150. I was at that pond hockey tournament this weekend, or last weekend rather. It was 6 degrees outside. So they had bonfires lit up everywhere. And I mean, it was so cold, like you couldn't feel your feet, your hands. I dragged my wife down with me. She was really happy to stand outside in 6-degree weather and watch me play pick up men's beer league pond hockey. And so we were freezing. So we were hanging out over the fire pits the whole time. That thing has burn holes in it. It smells like smoke. She went home and took 2 showers because she just couldn't get the smell out of her hair. She had burn holes on herself. I mean, it was the only thing we had to keep warm, but just kind of reminded me, like, man, that's why we sell gas burners. It's
so easy.
Like, you don't even think of it. It's just gross. You go to bed after having a fire and your whole bed smells.
You wake up in the morning like,
it still lingers with you. Yeah. So
if they want that wood look, you guys sell fake logs too to give it the aesthetic that you're burning wood.
Yep.
Because it definitely looks like a campfire. Yeah. I mean, now you have that key. You get a stick lighter, you turn it on, and then when you're ready for bed, you just turn the thing off. Take the key with you.
Yeah, there's no ashes smoldering. You're not worried about burning the neighbor's house down. I mean, it's a nicer solution, and you can sit out there as long as you want. I mean, I used to burn wood fires all the time, and it was kind of a pain because you had to hang out outside, wait for the fire to die down. Now you just turn the key off, go to bed.
Yeah, and the cost of it's not much.
No.
You're
going to use it probably 10 times more than you would use a wood-burning fire pit. Yeah. So you're going to get the return on investment. I mean, you're going to just be using it that much more.
Definitely. I like, you guys carry a lot of burners, for us to sell in stock in Arcade, but you can make custom ones. I know for Bristol Harbor, we did a 12-foot lineal burner, circle burner. I can't remember how many thousands, it almost was 1 million BTUs or something like that. That thing was gorgeous.
Yeah, we can accommodate anything custom. Usually on the shelf in Empire, we can accommodate up to a 4-foot inside diameter of a fire pit. So any of your standard pits from any of the major manufacturers, we usually have on the shelf. We have 112,000 square feet of shelf space just dedicated to warming trends. So floor to ceiling, fully stocked, and that's why we can get stuff to you guys in 2-3 days versus ordering from some other companies that, they've got to ship it in. It takes 2 to 3 weeks. To your point, anything custom, that does get custom built out in Colorado at the factory. Takes a couple weeks to get, but we can do anything crazy custom you want. I mean, we do serpentines through rock gardens. We've incorporated them in some water features now, which is huge. So, I mean, you can get creative not only from a fire pit standpoint, but in your designs. I just did a project in Syracuse by me, and they use the, it's like the big boulder wall. I'm not a stone guy, but I think it was just big limestone boulders.
Yeah, like the Seneca boulders we carry. Yep.
Stack those up, and the guy saw a picture that I posted on Facebook, and it was basically a custom small warming trends burner recessed into the boulder so that all you saw was fire coming out of the
fire
top.
rocks.
We started selling a lot of those last year.
Yeah, and so he's creating basically behind the pool. He has 5 60,000 BTU burners all lined up, cored into the boulders.
Perfect.
So you light them, he's going to have 5 flames sticking out of the rock right by the water. It's going to look awesome.
Yeah, we carry in stock the 60,000, 120s,
Yep,
180s, and 240s, I think. So we keep them right in stock because we sell them all day long in the summer.
Starting new trends with warming trends, and then
There it is. There he is. Dude, hottest thing in the industry.
I think I just started something, man. You better pay me for that.
Starting
Mike.
trends with warming trends. I always make a joke. I'm like, we sell the hottest products in the industry, baby.
And you literally do.
We do. Yeah, they're hot. Don't touch them.
So I was in Chicago, and I was walking out of the hotel, and they were actually installing some hot Infratech heaters.
Okay.
How are you guys doing with that?
That product line is just taking off.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on the landscape side, it's still just kind of getting through to guys that you can extend the season for your client 2 months. No, you don't use them as a tanning bed, Chris. Everybody looks at him, they think they can tan under him. We know he's got,
baby.
This is just my natural
GTL.
skin color.
You would have loved the Jersey Shore last week. You would have fit right.
I was there. We were there a few weeks ago. I felt like I fit right in. My annoying accent that I apparently have. Everyone makes fun of me for, but
You don't
I
have an
fit right
accent.
in, man.
No, you do. It was like you said, the GTL, the blowout.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the Italian starter kit. Got some earrings, the hamburger, your little gold chain.
The Jim Tan, the only thing with Chris, he doesn't do laundry.
Well, if
Shout
if
out
he-
to my
if
wife.
he's Italian, I was gonna say shout out to your mom, 'cause usually Italians are mama's boys.
If my wife is out of town, then the mom comes in. But
Mom,
yes.
I'm running low on socks.
Mom, the meatloaf.
Oh, man. So back to Infratech.
Yeah, so that product line, you're really seeing it catch on commercially. Anywhere from casinos. We just did a smoking lounge at a casino. So the whole entire area is now heated with Infratech recessed in the ceiling because they want gamblers to sit and get their nicotine fix and smoke more because then they'll gamble more. So it's kind of a little bit of an evil ploy. But we've also done a lot of restaurants lately too, which is nice because if you tell a restaurant you can extend their patio season and their seating space on that outdoor area for 2 months, like it's a no-brainer. It's a money maker. It doesn't cost them anything to do because the revenue they gain back on that space. So overhead infrared heating, we keep kind of stressing that lately because we're finding at trade shows and things, we have one sitting on the table. It's hard for people to kind of understand that they go overhead. Yeah. So they can get mounted to any structure, pavilions, pergolas. We can recess them into the joists, and the ceiling is probably the sleekest look if you do a flush mount kit. But basically, each heater is going to give you about a 10 by 10 coverage area of infrared heat. Infrared heat heats objects, not air. So it feels like you're standing in the sun. I mean, it really does.
They pump out some heat.
They do.
We got 2 of them here that we use.
Yeah, it's amazing when you show somebody, and back to your displays, that's one thing you guys do extremely well is you have things here for people to see. So, when somebody wants to experience infrared, you can tell them all day it heats objects, not air, and they look at you funny. They're like, what are you talking about, man? Objects, not air. Then they stand under it, and it's amazing because you see them like, oh, feels like the sun. Like, it feels like I'm tanning right now.
Yeah.
No Italian shop.
Yeah, we put them right over the door. So when they walk in the door, they feel it. Kind of look up at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it works.
It does. And that's a great place to put them because people don't even notice why they're there. And that's what we really try to do is we hide them up in the ceiling. So it's not like aesthetically unappealing. You really don't even know they're there. It's just like a light fixture, a fan up in the ceiling, but you're getting 2 more months of usability of that space. And if you get some of your customers building things like are on the wall, outdoor kitchens and outdoor seating areas, I mean, let's be honest, we live in the Northeast. It's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a drawback for a lot of consumers up here is they're looking at their budget going, do I want to spend $200,000 or maybe I'll dial it back to $100,000 and I'll buy a beach house in Florida because can I really use that space that much up here? Yeah. So my thought has always been with infrared is not only does it give the customer a lot of value, but it'll help the contractor sell the rest of the project because that rebuttal when it comes up, I'm not going to do a kitchen. I can only use it like 1 month a year in Rochester. Well, now I've just given you 2 extra months. So what's your excuse? Now you have 3 months out there, spend a little bit more.
Yeah, it's 20 degrees out here right now, and it actually works really well. So imagine like on a 50-degree night, you know what I mean? And you have 2 or 3 of those in your outdoor space, and you really feel it. You know, it definitely extends your seasons.
It makes a huge difference. And I mean, you go to Southern California, they install them everywhere. And I always ask the manufacturers because they're both located in Los Angeles, Bromic and Infratech. I'm like, why do you guys sell them in Los Angeles? It's warm. Like, we would kill to be in that climate just because it's beautiful out there. And he's like, we're wimps. Yeah. He's like, we're wimps. He goes, if we get below 70 degrees, we want 70 again. Yeah. So if they're sitting outside and it's 62, you and I would be wearing wife beaters, flip-flops, and, shorts. They're out there putting on scarves and coats because that's cold to them. So they're wearing on the hoodies infrared. And
pants in 80-degree
snowsuits. Yeah. So, for us out here, it's really crucial. And I think that's why we're seeing it grow so much in the Northeast because, I mean, it makes sense. We heat the house if we can heat the outdoor space efficiently. And with infrared, you can because you're not just pumping heat into the air. And, everybody's familiar with the old mushroom heaters. The mushroom heaters, the mushroom heaters?
Yeah.
You're looking at me funny. It's not actually a mushroom. It's a mushroom shape.
I was just wondering about the wife beater. You're looking at Chris. You forgot to say the chain with the Italian horn.
I know, the Italian horn. Do you have the horn on?
No, it fell off in high school. I never bought a new one. I lost my soccer ball and my Italian horn, so it's a shame, man.
You have the soccer ball and the Italian horn.
I lost it in gym
rocking
class.
Your Samba shoes.
Spent like 2 hours looking for that soccer ball. It was my favorite one.
Oh man. Can you
so emotional.
Can you cue the violins up for this one?
You talked about Infratech and then you said Bromic. What's the difference between the two and why do you carry both? I know we have the Infratech up.
Yep.
Then we have the portable Bromic heater, which is awesome too. It almost looks like a robot. It's pretty cool.
I feel like Bromic looks more futuristic.
Yeah.
So they're two great companies. I always say they're kind of the two leaders in that space. They're both the top tier. I'll call them, for lack of a better word, Mercedes and BMW. So Infratech's all electric. Infratech doesn't make a gas option. Aesthetically, they're a little bit more simplistic. When you talk to the architects and the engineers at Infratech, they'll tell you we go for a minimal design because they don't want people to notice them. They want them to kind of look like a light fixture, something that's just supposed to be there, so your eyes aren't really drawn to it. Bromic takes a different approach. Aesthetically, their units look a little different. They do decorative covers on the front. They do some wild colors, a couple different styles that look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing to some, but they're also a little bit more noticeable because they are different colors and they have decorative faces. So 2 different philosophies. Bromic also has a gas option. So you get to some of these properties, a lot of the restaurant projects, they've got an abundant supply of gas for the kitchen, but they maybe don't have a ton of electrical power available. So same thing for the homeowner. When you can go electric's more forgiving. You can mount it closer to combustibles. The maintenance is a little bit less. You're not running gas lines to it. You don't have orifices.
No orifices.
You don't have any of that. So from a maintenance perspective, I personally try to go electric when I can. But if you have a customer that just doesn't have enough space in their panel box available, they don't have enough available amperage, we can then look at a gas option too, and that happens a lot. Yeah. Where they maybe have a ton of appliances in the house taking up all the power available. They don't want to install a sub panel or they don't want to add on additional service because sometimes it can be costly. So we at least have a gas option to fall back on with Bromic. So the two complement each other nicely. And they both have kind of different philosophies as far as how their units work, but they're both very comparable.
Yeah. I think for me too, the electric, it kind of works, but we do get a lot more people in here that are looking for something with like a propane tank or something like that. I think that's what the Bromic gives that option.
You have that portable option, which just runs off your 20-pound grill tank. And it's nice. It's portable. It's on wheels, so you can wheel it around the patio. If you don't want to have it in one fixed position, And the other nice thing, it's 140 pounds, so it's not going to blow over like those old mushroom heaters and break.
And that thing gives off some heat.
Dude,
I'm just thinking,
put you two on the same
mushroom
podcast.
heater or something.
I figured I'd make his eyes cross eventually today, and I didn't think it would be the mushroom heater.
You're throwing me for a loop.
I
over
figured
here.
it'd be something technical, like BTU.
You know what it is
versus
with Chris
Pro.
is he's looking at you and like, man, this kid's so smart.
It amazes me. You know, I've known you for a little bit now, but man, your public speaking is tremendous, my man.
I just kind of blank out. I won't remember any of this stuff afterwards. So just kind of zone out, glaze over.
No, again, I think Empire Distributor, you guys bring us some really good products. What about 2020? What's new for 2020?
So a couple things. One thing we didn't touch on, which we should because Chris is here and we have to talk about it, but we do WPPO wood-fired ovens. So a lot of people call them pizza ovens, but you can cook a lot more in it, Chris. Spaghetti, lasagna, manicotti, all of your Italian favorites. You can wear your gold chain and your sambas, and you can have an Italian feast out there. But
What about meatballs? What about meatballs?
You could do meatballs.
Anything, right?
A cast iron skillet's your best friend. So
Yeah.
everybody thinks wood-fired oven. There are gas options out there. I get that
Yeah.
question a lot. People are like, do you have a pizza oven that runs on gas?
Yeah.
We could, but to me that kind of takes the purpose away from it because you're cooking in a wood oven for the flavor, for the experience. You get a nice smoky flavor. You get a nice apple wood or cherry wood, something, a nice hardwood.
Nice
And-
cupped pepperoni too.
Yeah, nice cup of pepperoni. Stay
With
away
some
from
of the oil in it.
And I tell
best
you,
way to
once
eat
you
it.
heat that thing up, what do you heat it up to about 700 degrees maybe? And then once you get it heated up, I know at our family fire pit night, we cooked about 50 pizzas in a couple hours. I forgot what the time was, but
The nice thing with the WPPO, they're all 304 stainless steel. So they're meant to be outside. They're fully insulated, full fire brick on the bottom. So you can heat them up in about 20 minutes or a half hour to full temperature. Where those old masonry units, they're great, but you're talking an hour or two just to get that thing up to temperature to cook. And once you get it rolling, I mean, you can keep it going all day. You're just feeding more into it. But, you know, all jokes aside, we've cooked steaks, lobster, scallops. I mean, a cast iron skillet's your best friend because you can cook anything in it. We've done seafood.
we cooked a turkey in it.
Did you?
Yeah, it took 40 minutes.
Thanksgiving?
No, it wasn't Thanksgiving. We did a turkey. We shot some garlic in it, some butter, and cooked it in there. It took 40 minutes. It was amazing.
We had a customer that bought a pizza oven too. They went on a skiing trip. They put it right in the bed of their truck. They cooked pizzas the night before. Woke up the next morning. It was
Did
still
breakfast.
warm. Did breakfast.
Yeah.
See, that's the way. I mean, and they're portable enough. They make a portable model, and then we do 3 full-size wood burning. But even your 2 starter-size wood burnings are light enough you can grab it, throw it in the back of your truck. I mean, it is somewhat portable.
Are those safe to leave outside in the winter months, or should you cover those? Do they come with covers?
You can buy a cover. It's an add-on. It's always a good idea to cover anything outside, honestly. Even the grills. It's
Yeah.
304 stainless, so it's meant to last outside. But if you want to keep any surface debris, dirt, rust, any of that stuff off it, it's just a good idea to throw a cover on it.
Yeah, I think for the grill, we didn't touch base on that, but getting back to the grills, you should always cover it. Not really. I mean, we had these not covered out here in our displays, but the grills, you know, depending on which way they face, the rain can get in, and then it goes down into the, the grease pan or something like that, and that can cause some problems.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nice thing. If you put in a patio out of Yukon Natural Stone or any of the pavers you guys sell, it's nice. The last thing you want is to open up the grease tray and dump grease
All that
and greasy
water.
water all over your pavers. And I've
Yeah.
done it. I've walked up to displays and not realized they've cooked on them. And I'll pull the grease tray out, and it just I'm wearing it, and I'm like, it's just everywhere. So it is a good idea. Some people will say I don't want to cover it all the time, and you don't have to. I mean, if it's a nice dry stretch of weather in the summer, you know you're going to be using it. Don't throw a cover on it. But in the winter months, or if you're going to get a lot of rain, just a good idea. Keep the moisture out of it. Keep it protected.
And that goes for the warming trend burners too.
Yes.
I definitely recommend, and I'm sure you do too, if you do install a fire pit with one of those burners. I mean, just like anything, you don't want moisture staying in with those because it will probably corrode it a little bit, correct?
So you don't have to worry about corrosion with the brass, but the biggest thing with that is that those jets are open on the top. So to answer your question, we always recommend a cover. Probably 90% of the pits we sell don't get covered because people just don't listen and they don't want to do it. But if you have electronics, you have to cover it because the electronic valves we put in those, it's great. You can run your fire pit from your smartphone, Bluetooth, Alexa. You can run your fire pit from Alexa now.
Yeah.
Ben really likes that Alexa system. So you could say, Alexa, turn on my fire pit, click, it'll turn on. I mean, so it's kind of a neat feature, but those electronics aren't waterproof on the inside. So if water works its way into your jets, down through that whistle-free flex hose to your valve, you could get water in there and it'll do havoc. I mean, you're talking about $800 to replace one of those valves, and not a fun conversation to have with a homeowner that just spent, $3,000 just for that system, to then tell them, oh, you have to buy a valve because you didn't cover it. With match lid, as long as there's enough gas pressure in the line, when you open up that valve that's notched into the side of the block, it should blow the water out of the lines and out of the jets. But that's something that I'm never going to know until you try it once.
Just do yourself a favor.
Just throw a cover on it. It's so much easier. It doesn't have to be we sell nice aluminum brushed and powder-coated painted aluminum covers. I use my Harley cover on mine. I sold my Harley. My wife made me, and I'm not bitter about. I'm not bitter about it at all. I'm not bitter at all. But she made me sell the Harley.
You have kids.
Yeah, we don't even have kids. I already had to
excuse.
sell it. But so I still have the Harley cover. It's a little bit of a memento. I remember it.
Yeah.
But I throw that over my fire table in the winter just to keep everything out of it. It's just a vinyl slip-on cover, but
And you can make any of those aluminum covers for any sizes. I mean, we can do them custom, so it's only $400 or $500 for a pretty big cover, so it's not much to.
And they look nice.
And if you can't afford a cover, just get a piece of plywood.
You're a
You can always
tarp,
do
something.
that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
felt like something mean was coming out of your mouth. If you can't afford a cover, don't buy the burner. Burn wood.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
anything flat. I mean, those aluminum covers are nice because they're flat. They sit right on the top of the coping or the capstone or the block. So it gives you a flat surface to serve food, drinks, hors d'oeuvres, whatever. So it kind of doubles as a table when you're not using it too, which is nice.
So we don't use the grills out on the display to cook on. We do have our own blaze grill that we do use, but I must say, like, we leave them without covered, and the stainless looks mint. I mean, we've had them for 3 years. We don't cover them. The pizza oven, same thing. We don't cover it. We use the pizza oven, but it still looks mint.
It's 304 grade stainless, and there's different grades of stainless steel that they use for producing barbecue grills and pizza ovens. And 304 is kind of the ideal grade to work with, and it also holds up well in the elements. We do even have a 316L grade stainless steel grill. If you get somebody we're in Rochester, so this probably wouldn't happen, but you're on salt water, or maybe you have a big saltwater pool, or even the chlorine or saline from the pool. If somebody's had bad luck with grills in the past and they've rotted out, the 316L is just stronger. It has a higher molybdenum content.
Molybdenum.
Wow. Don't Google that because I probably...
Do you have a definition for that?
I probably butchered that. Molybdenum.
Nobody can spell it anyway.
If I said that right, you guys owe me like $20. But basically, that element that they put in the stainless in a 316, it's more anti-corrosive. It's more resistant to salt, so it'll hold up better in saltwater applications or saline pools. And sometimes we get that, but 304 for most people is like, to your comment, it's been out there 3 years. It's fine.
Yeah. So talking busy, I mean, you're busy on the road. You got a show coming up in Syracuse for us.
Yeah, we're actually doing 2 of our own Empire Outdoor Living Expos. So 55 shows wasn't enough to try to handle. We're doing our own 2. But the nice thing is it'll be in Syracuse March 24th. It's going to be from noon to 5. Dealers and contractors are all welcome. It's free to attend. We're not going to sit you down and try to educate you and tell you how you should run your business. What we do have is 30 different manufacturers from the hearth side and outdoor that are all going to be building booths and displaying just like a mini trade show. So it's basically Empire Trade Show. Every one of our manufacturers will be there set up, so it's a good opportunity to see what else we offer, touch and feel things hands-on, which is nice. There's going to be a nice little happy hour, cocktails, and hors d'oeuvres. So free to come. From 12 to 3 is going to be the dealer portion, and then from 3 to 5:30 is when contractors are open to come in. We'll probably have some activities and things afterwards, too. So just one day, come check things out, have some food, have a couple drinks.
Yeah, I know we're excited. We signed up 5 of our team members to come down there. We're excited for that.
Yeah, it'll be good. And you guys can kind of facilitate your contractors too. So feel free to bring them in. You can kind of introduce them to the manufacturers, see what they're interested in. So it should be a good event for everybody.
You mentioned Syracuse. There's two shows, not just one.
So there's 2. March 24th is in Syracuse at the SRC Arena. So that's up on Onondaga Community College's campus. That's their main arena. And then on April 9th, we're doing one out in Springfield, Massachusetts. So if you can't make Syracuse, maybe you're in the Albany market, you're closer to Springfield, we're doing the same format there. So come check out all the new stuff we're going to have for 2020.
Will you be there?
Oh, I'll be there. Don't you worry.
He's a traveling machine.
I'll be setting industry trends with warming trends.
That's it, man.
So now, besides all the grills with Blaze, what else do you guys carry?
The nice thing with Blaze is it's a deep line. So you've got outdoor griddles. So you can cook anything you can on a grill. plus pancakes, eggs. I always go breakfast food. I don't know why.
Bacon.
Bacon. You can cook your Italian sausages on it too. But I mean, you can cook anything outdoors. You can cook inside. They've got Kamados if you like charcoal smokers, just like your ceramic units out there. Ours is all cast aluminum, so it's lifetime warranty. It's never going to rust. It's literally bulletproof. But all the other accessories are what's kind of fun when you're designing an outdoor kitchen. You've got paper towel holders, bamboo cutting boards that pull up, and it's a trash chute down to your trash receptacle. We just added kegerators, which I'm personally excited about. You can put your keg of soda in there, root beer. I'm going to make root beer floats for the neighborhood kids.
I love root beer floats.
Okay, so maybe you would. But we're constantly adding accessories. We have wine chillers this year, ice wells, ice makers, outdoor rated refrigerators. So, I mean, any amenity you have inside the house, we can give you outdoors now, which is huge.
Tell us about those refrigerators. I mean, outdoor rated to just an outdoor refrigerator. I mean, we get this all the time because our outdoor rated refrigerators are expensive, but that's what we like to sell. What are the difference between the two, and why should it be outdoor rated?
So there's two different types of refrigerators we offer: truly outdoor rated and non-outdoor rated. Yeah. Your non-outdoor rated is going to cost you, I think, $399. It's basically a dorm fridge. We sell a nice stainless steel cover that goes over it, so it makes it look like a high-end outdoor rated refrigerator. I call it putting lipstick on a pig. You're basically making it look nicer than that unit really is. Yeah. But those you don't want to leave out throughout the winter. They're not really outdoor rated. The moisture, the cold, the conditions. Honestly, it's probably going to last you a few years outside. You might as well, by the time you buy 2 dorm fridges, you could have purchased one of the outdoor rateds that's truly meant to be outdoors. So in the wintertime, all you have to do is unplug it, clean it out, and it's good to sit outside all year round. It's also better built as well, so it's going to keep better insulation outdoors and keep things colder too, which is nice.
How about the cabinets? You guys have a ton of different options when it comes to cabinets. You got the double drawers. You can do double doors. I mean, and they're all, the easy close?
They're all soft close.
Yep.
They're all 304 stainless. They're double lined. So the lifetime warranty is not only on the grill, the griddle, those type of components, but also on the cabinetry too, which is huge.
Wow. Yeah, I think, our standard kitchen with guys, our grill, obviously, the double drawer door, the door adds the access to the natural gas or whatever.
Yep.
We always do a single door for whether they're doing some plumbing for their sink. That trash, that pull-out trash, the double trash is meant. Refrigerator.
Yep.
And that's pretty standard for us, but I know you guys added a lot, so that I think our customers are going to be excited about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fun. Like you mentioned, the trash pull-out. I mean, a lot of people don't even think about that until you're cooking outside and you're like, where am I throwing my trash?
Yeah.
And I mean, paper towel holder. People kind of laugh when I say that one, but when you're cooking inside, how often do you grab paper towel to clean something up or wipe something down? It's no different outside when you have an outdoor kitchen. And just because you're building an outdoor kitchen, it doesn't have to be $50,000. I mean, we can accommodate smaller 4, 5, 6 foot kitchens that are more affordable for your average homeowner versus, we do some big 30, 40 foot kitchens, but a lot of people hear outdoor kitchen, they don't realize they're more affordable than you think.
I mean, you really can get an outdoor grill area done for about $5,000.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know you guys have a kit right now
Yep.
that you're selling, I don't know what retails for.
$4,700.
Yeah.
That's with your grill, your double doors, and it's basically a panel system. It's nice looking. It's not as nice as your natural stone or your block that you sell here, but it is nice, and it's a homeowner cash and carry type item that they can bring it home and have an outdoor kitchen built in a day. It's, 4 panels that get bolted together on the corners with a granite countertop, has your cutout all done for your blaze grill and your doors. $4,700. You can take it home and have a kitchen that day. So it'll be a nice retail item.
Yeah.
So one of the other trends we're seeing huge in the industry right now is a transition from fire pits to fireplaces. And the main reason why is just the aesthetics on them are beautiful. You can do 60, 72-inch linear see-throughs that you build in with your beautiful natural stone, your capstone. It just gives a different element in the landscape. I mean, fire pits have been around forever. Some of the high-end guys we deal with, that's the feedback we're getting. They're like, look, we used to do a ton of fire pits. Now we're doing fireplaces.
Yeah.
And they're not that scary. I mean, guys, especially hardscape guys, are like, I don't know, gas. The burners are enough for me to try to learn. Really, the fireplace is simple framing and masonry. I mean, it's not rocket science. So, I mean, that's, again, we're here to kind of help push that forward. But the demand's definitely there in the marketplace, and we're going to be adding more additional outdoor fireplace options this year, too.
Those see-throughs are meant. I think Rochester Landscape did a project last year. And again, I think it just gives you a different look, you know, instead of going with the fire pits or whatever, or just a standard fireplace, that see-through gives you just a different kind of a modern look. You know, I think people are looking forward to.
Guys are always looking for the new best thing. I mean, once guys start getting in, everyone's installing fire pits now. So you got guys that want to think outside the box and do something different so they can really stand out and separate themselves.
It's just the evolution. I mean, you're seeing more structures going too, where 5 years ago it was pergolas. Now you're getting full roof structure pavilions, and that's where your fireplace goes great. That's where infrared heating goes great. And I always tell people, if you want to stop competing on price, offer things that nobody else does. Yeah. So if you're the only contractor that goes in and talks about outdoor infrared heating and tells that customer, I can extend your season 2 months, the customer is just going to be that much more impressed that you know your products and you know what to offer. So a lot of times what we do, those outdoor fireplaces, most of them are going to be vent-free. So they vent into the outdoors, so they're lower BTU, which is just your heat output. They're usually regulated down to like 50,000 versus Warming Trends. We can give you 250,000 BTUs. So just to give you an idea in comparison of the amount of heat they put out, even if you do a vented unit, all the heat goes up and out the chimney. So they're not great heaters.
Just but aesthetically.
But that's where the infrared comes in. I've got a guy down in Pittsburgh. Every job he does, he puts a fireplace and he puts an infrared heater over it. So you get the ambiance of the fire and you get the warmth from the infrared, and it's the best solution because they kind of get the best of both worlds.
We get a big question here too a lot of times. A lot of guys are trying to run maybe their fire pit off a propane tank, like a smaller one that you'd run on your grill. How many BTUs till you really can't use that?
Like a 20-pounder?
Yeah, I mean, you
120.
got 120 is the limit.
Mm-hmm. You can run 120,000 BTU Warming Trends off a 20-pound grill tank. We sell the right regulator to do that, so it'll draw enough gas. So they sell regulators everywhere. You can go to a big box store and buy them, but you got to make sure you get one that's, like, most of them are limited to 50, 60,000 BTU. So if you put the wrong regulator on that tank, and we've had this happen, the guys will call and say, hey, what's up? You said 24 to 36 inches of flame height. I'm getting 12. And we find out they put a grill tank regulator on it that's only pulling 50,000 BTU. It's just not enough to give enough gas to the burner. So we say 120,000. If you get beyond that, and this happens a lot too, is the homeowner might want it, but running a gas line from the house out 200 feet into the backyard is A, going to cost a fortune, or B, it's an afterthought, and they don't want to pull up the pavers that they just installed to put it in. You can run it off a larger cylinder, so a 100-pound cylinder, 200-pound cylinder. A lot of times they'll come out and bury the tank for free. They'll run your line into the pit, and then that fire pit's running off of its own separate tank that's buried below grade, so you don't see it. We've done that quite a bit. I was just at a job last week where we ran into that. The guy's like, I can't run a gas line out here now. I just put in a 3,000 square foot patio, and that was the best solution, was burying a bigger tank. So they wanted to go with a bigger burner size.
Plus, we got a guy, he's licensed plumber. You know, he works with a lot of the contractors. Right now, I don't know how he does it, but he can go under a patio. He can go under a stamped concrete patio and force that line through anywhere. I have no clue how he does it, but he did it at my mom's house. It's pretty amazing so he can really, you have a patio, you want to add a fire pit to it and a gas line, somehow he goes under those.
That's huge that you guys have that resource to offer, because that's a partnership between the landscaper and a plumber or a certified, gas technician.
Yep.
And if you guys have somebody on staff, that's huge, because a lot of the hardscape guys, maybe they don't deal with a plumber, so they don't know who to go to put those fittings together. Because I'll tell you what, I can build you a Warming Trend system from start to finish. I'm not a licensed plumber. It's 2 crescent wrenches and it's tightening fittings together.
It's that easy.
But you want to make sure it's gas. And I've got some videos that I'll show you of some things that have happened, not to scare anyone, but you just have to make sure you know what you're doing. Jason Gerhard, God love him. I hope he listens to this because I'm going to embarrass him. But he went down when he first started with Empire with Mike Rupp, our owner. And Mike Rupp was the founder of Empire. Great guy, very, very intense, can be a little serious. Like, he can be a little intimidating. He's a very knowledgeable guy, been around a long time. He brought Jason down to Long Island to do a fire pit install. And it was on I think it was one of your standard concrete manufacturer's pits. So they had a 30-inch setup to put together, and they're doing it live in front of all these contractors. Gerhard's the type of guy that doesn't know a Phillips head from a flathead screwdriver. He's like, is it a plus or minus? And you're like, oh, wow. Oh, so he's not the most technical. So he started just putting all these fittings together, and he put pipe dope on a flared fitting. Flared fittings are already flared so that they seal. If you put dope on it, it makes it leak. So he put pipe dope on the wrong fitting. They were on a break standing about 20, 30 feet away from the fire pit, fortunately, and it blew up like 15, 20 feet in the air. Had a leak, enough gas pooled in, I think it was propane, that it hit flame, and boom. And I'm like, how is that car ride from Long Island back to Buffalo with the big guy? And he's like, quiet. So, I mean, It goes to show you a guy with zero technical experience can put them together, but always contact a licensed plumber just to cover you, because you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, we provide that here for our contractors at least.
That's
but
huge.
Yeah, it's so important. So important.
Huge.
Definitely. Anything else you want to say, man, before we get off this?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me in. I mean, it's great you're doing this. I think it's good for the industry. Everybody's got their expertise that they kind of learn as you go, and I think it's nice you guys are pulling all of us together to kind of share our knowledge and resources, and just kind of putting the industry forward. I don't want to steal Charles Gamerican's line, but it's great what you guys are doing.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, man.
Are you going to read your exit now?
No, we got no exit.
You don't read it?
No, we're good for the day, I think.
You want to know why? Because he's so hungry. He's got a chicken salad sandwich waiting for him.
No, he said chicken parm.
Oh, yeah, chicken parm.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, of course he's got to have chicken parmesan.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, fellas.
I'll see ya.